Hi guys, in this video, we'll begin by talking about creativity and how to use it to generate new business ideas. So when we say creativity, what does it refer to over here? Creativity stems from the ability to see the world in new or different ways, to find hidden patterns and to make the connections between seemingly unrelated events in order to generate new business solutions. This is a two-part process to think of something previously not thought of before and then turning this imaginative process into a reality. There are 5 ways you can learn from in this video to take your creativity to the next level, after which you may just churn out your next great big idea. Let's get started. Our first idea generation method for this video is brainstorming. There are 2 phases here, a green light phase and a red light phase. We start off in the green light phase where we define what is the problem. Thereafter, a period of time should be allocated to allow people to pause and think for ideas. 20 minutes would be a good time. When the time is up, the group can collect and share all the solutions that were thought of. Strictly, no criticism is to be allowed at this point. We want every idea to have a chance to develop without being shut down indiscriminately. Only after this phase do we move on to the red light phase where we start critiquing the ideas in order to improve them. Once again, I'd like to reiterate that in brainstorming, no idea is a bad idea. Every idea should be given the opportunity to develop before you choose to throw it into the waste bin. Our second method is mind mapping. This is an idea generation technique using a graphical method to unlock the full potential of your brain. Here are some examples of what great mind maps look like. After drawing your mind map, you'll attain a bird's eye view to help you find new ideas from the various vantage points. It allows the individual to think along the different mind map branches to explore each option and to even perhaps think of new branches you didn't even think existed before. Next up is morphological analysis. In its simplest essence, this approach of generating idea is to break a complex system down into its parts, isolated parts, which can then be targeted for improvement. When you strengthen the parts, the sum will be much stronger. Morphological analysis begins by defining the characteristics of the problem, like the tire or the engine size in the case of a car. Next, fill an exhaustive list of characteristics arranged along a grid, after which, form and try the combinations of different variables that seem plausible until you attain what you're looking for. The principle behind our fourth method, synetics, is about understanding that the human mind behaves in ways that inevitably makes brainstorming less productive than it should be. Thus, synetic aids in tweaking the brainstorming process for better results. For one, whenever a new idea is introduced, those listening naturally become distracted with ideas of their own. Thus, one should write down these new ideas and do the thinking at a later time. And when you're all out of ideas, a mental excursion can ignite your next creative spark. For example, if the topic is drones, perhaps a sci-fi movie with rockets and UFOs will do the trick. And for our fifth and last method, the 6 thinking hats. Humans are very habitual creatures. We stick to our natural tendencies without even realizing that we do so. Even in idea generation, while we require flexibility, instead we are rigid. The 6 thinking hats are unique ways of thinking, differentiated by their colors, forcing us to think flexibly. We will now explain the different perspectives that each type of hat has. The white hat is data-driven perspective, focusing on the analytical data to generate the next idea. With the red hat, it emphasizes looking at problems with your intuition, emotion, and instinct. Whereas the black hat is to critique. Its role is to highlight flaws in the idea which allow for further improvement. Next, we have the yellow hat, which encourages positive thinking and optimism. Our fifth hat is green, which embodies creativity. When wearing this hat, one should aim to think out of the box and to shelve criticism aside. Lastly, we have the blue hat, which signifies process control, presiding over the meeting and deciding which hats are to be worn. Creativity is simply thinking out of the box. Do not confine yourself with self-imposing restrictions. Simply let your imagination go wild, and you may surprise yourself as to what you may find. And when possible, take a different route. Nothing is ever truly set in stone. And the final tip I have for you is to let loose. If you're stuck at the same problem over and over again, take a rest day, recharge, and come back with a fresh perspective. Have a nap, or perhaps a drink, maybe even just a walk amongst nature. Whatever. What matters is to empty your mind. A clear and fresh mind is your best creative tool. Thanks for listening to our video on 5 ways to get the next new business idea. If you have any other suggestions that work well for you, or any of our recommendations has helped you out, do share under the comment section below. Have fun coming up with your next new idea, and good luck and goodbye!